What up, YouTube? 12 Rounds TV. Um, just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what Mayweather had commented today about the rematch possibility. I believe that he said, or he contacted Stephen A. Smith of ESPN. You know, he's an ESPN analyst, sports analyst, that is, and said that he's willing to give Pacquiao a rematch next year after his surgery and heals up. That's good news for us, but we've heard a lot of things before, and it's not to blame people that it's kind of hard to believe until we see it. But if that's what Mayweather really said and what he's thinking, then we possibly can see another Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I highly doubt it that it would be as big as this, because like I said, a lot of people were disappointed, so I don't think a lot of people would pay the same amount of money as they did the last week. But like I said, if Mayweather is serious about that, then we'll see a fight next year, sometime next year, because Pacquiao, as you guys know, tore a rotator cuff and needing a surgery. It's gonna take at least 9 months to a year for that thing to heal, and then he's gotta prep and practice. But I don't think Mayweather's gonna fight him for title, since he relinquished his belt, if not already. But we'll see. Mayweather should be 39 by then, and Pacquiao should be 37. They're not getting any younger, but I'm sure people will still watch it, to include myself. That fight if the fight happens. A lot of controversies has happened since Pacquiao, almost 4 or 5 days ago, and one of the controversies was asked, or has been going on, is the scoring, the compo scorecard, that it was a little off. I mean, yeah, Mayweather still clearly won the fight, but I think it was closer, as well as what a lot of people saying. It was closer than we we thought it was. It was 116, 112, 116, 112, and 118, 110. I believe the scorecards of the judges, but some people saying that it was actually closer than that. A lot of people actually rewatched the tape on slow motions, and supposedly a lot of punches weren't landing from Mayweather. It was actually being blocked, and Manny Pacquiao's punches that should have been counted, and since it was just grazings, small kind hits, which should have been counted anyway, regardless, wasn't counted. So it was actually closer than we thought, and with Pacquiao's shoulder, as a lot of people are saying, especially the Floyd Mayweather fans, that it's just an excuse. Actually, it is not an excuse. It's actually real that he actually injured himself, but it was 4 weeks prior to the fight. So, and the controversy and lawsuit that's going on now that Pacquiao is facing together with Bob Arum, that I think it's a $50 million lawsuit, because Pacquiao, or his his corner, checked no if he had any shoulder injury. Well, at the time, no. They checked no because he wasn't hurting, but they still did ask for the shot to numb it, because it could get aggravated as the rounds went on, especially if it was a brutal match, which it did. I believe Pacquiao suffered an injury, and on the 4th round, when he had that little episode with Mayweather against the ropes, and that's when he started hurting. If you guys notice, watch the fight again, slow motion especially, Pacquiao did throw maybe a 7-10 punch combination, but he backed off. That's not him, you know what I mean? Some people say that because he wanted to protect himself against counterpunch from Mayweather, but some people said that looked like he started hurting. You can only be entitled to your own opinion. It's not an excuse. Like I said, it sounds like an excuse to a lot of people, and it sounds like not to a lot of people. So 50-50. But the most important thing is that Mayweather is willing to give Pacquiao a rematch. But like I said, God only knows if that's true, and God only knows if that's what's going to happen next year, because we know Mayweather's going to fight in September. So for that to happen, he'll have to renew his contract with Showtime. And that's him towards being 50-0, breaking Marciano's record. If he wins last year against Pacquiao, then he'll be at 50-0 if he beats the next opponent in September. So, so yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of good news out there, a lot of bad news, a lot of controversies, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of excuses. I mean, it's all mixed, man. You know, we know this was coming. You know, this fight, mega fight, was the biggest one in history, especially the money that people put in and paid for. Um, it is expected that it's going to be controversial. But on the other hand, to hear that from Mayweather, that's 50-50. And, you know, some people say that that could be true because he did give Maidana a rematch after saying that he wasn't sure, or after the fight, the first fight, he announced in a press conference, but, you know, he just wanted to know how much he was getting. That's what he said in the final, the post-fight conference with Maidana, the first fight. So he did give Maidana a rematch. He won the second rematch. I mean, the first rematch, he won the second fight. And this what probably was what we're gonna see again, a fight with Manny Pacquiao next year, and maybe Pacquiao would be 100% healed and be on his, you know, A game, and I'm sure Mayweather is gonna be on his, you know, regular A game, on his natural A game, and we might see a different fight. But just to be honest, from me, my opinion, I don't think Mayweather's going to change his style anytime soon, or not even next year, even if he fights Pacquiao. And if he does fight Pacquiao next year, I don't think it's going to be for title. Um, and if he does fight Pacquiao next year, and Mega Fight Part 2 happens next year, it ain't going to be as big as we thought, or as the last one. You know, I'm sure, like I said, not very many people going to pay for the same amount that they paid for the first time. But who knows? You never know. Some people are already saying that, you know, but because since it was like $89.99 for the pay-per-view this year, next year would be $109 or something. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of money, especially for being disappointed and angered a lot of fans of boxing, not just Mayweather and Pacquiao fans, just boxing fans in general. You know, it's a lot of people that watched the fight that didn't even root for anybody. You know, they just simply wanted to watch the fight, and those are the guys that actually complained that they didn't see a match that they wanted to see or expected on a mega fight. Pacquiao was injured or got injured. You know, he wasn't injured coming to the fight. Like I said, that's why he circled no, that he wasn't injured. But I believe that he was denied of a shot to potentially help him in the ring, because as people already know, that could have been aggravated. Is it wrong that he filled out no? I don't know. Is it filled out? I mean, is it wrong that he wasn't given the numb shot? I don't know. Is this lawsuit legit? That, you know, that Manny Pacquiao and Bob Arum is gonna actually face a $50 million lawsuit and if they lose, they'll have to pay that. It's crazy, man. It's mixed emotions. It's ridiculous. But like I said, you guys can make your own conclusions, and we'll stand by it, and, you know, stay tuned to whatever else comes next. But yeah, Mayweather supposedly wants to give Manny Pacquiao a rematch next year, 9 months to a year. That's my little review for that, and that's my little thoughts analysis for that. Let me know what you guys think. Mayweather Pacquiao 2 next year. Till next time, 12 Rounds TV. Talk to you on the next one. Peace.